What's up? In today's video, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about some things, and before we get into it, I want to talk about something that happened to me yesterday when I was on my way home from the gym, and I was riding my bike to the gym. I got to the gym, arrived, did my workout that I planned on doing, and then I headed home. I hit the road back home on my bike, and not 5 minutes away from my house, I'm crossing the crosswalk at an intersection, and I'm sitting there at first waiting for the light to turn green in the direction that I'm going, and then for the symbol to cross to show up, and that happens, and then I start crossing on my bike, and there's a truck that is about to turn. They're making a right-handed turn across where I'm crossing, and they were waiting for me. I just decided to let me speed up a little bit, let me not have someone waiting on me for longer than they should, inconvenience them and whatnot. And this bike that I'm riding, every once in a while the gears will kind of lock up on me, the pedal, which will cause the pedals to kind of stop, and therefore I'll be shifted off the pedals for a little bit. And turns out as I'm speeding up, some of my third rotations of just really pushing down on the pedals, going through this crosswalk about 5 feet away from probably like 10 feet away from getting fully across the sidewalk, these gears, they lock up on me, the pedals lock up on me, and my feet just totally go off the pedals, and I flip over the handlebars, but I still kind of have the handlebars, like I'm holding onto the bike still. I flip, boom, land on my back. I had a CamelBak, which is, a backpack that has a place where you drink water from, and it has other pockets on it and whatnot. But I land on my back, and I landed on my side, and I just scraped just a little bit of my arm, and I hit the ground pretty hard, and my side is really sore from that. And I'm going through some stuff right now, so this is a hard time for me to make a video. I'm going through some things, all right? So bear with me, and we're gonna make it through this video. But nonetheless, I fell. When that truck just proceeds to turn around me, I get back up, and that person in the truck is looking at me like, man, like, damn, what did I just witness or whatever? And I get up, I'm fine. I give him thumbs up, everything's good. I get up on my bike. As soon as I fall, I spring back up. I collected my headphones. Chances were that my headphones had landed right next to each other. One was here, one was there, the Bluetooth headphones, and they were just sitting right next to each other. So I grabbed them with one hand, put them in my pocket, got back up on my bike, finished going through the crosswalk, and I was on my bike, and prior to that, I just felt a lack of passion. I felt a lack of, that passion to have something to talk about, to be inspired to talk about something. And this situation was out of my control. I didn't fall off the bike on my own, but the bike actually kicked me off of it. The gears locked up like they had been doing, but in a way where it was bad timing. I was pushing really hard on the bike, and it just so happens it threw me over, landed on my back, hurt my side. Not severely damaged or severely hurt, but it's very sore. It's fairly very sore. And not only that, but as I'm riding over, I'm a little pissed off, and I'm aggravated that this occurred. I'm annoyed that I just had to deal with this. And then I realized, okay, you get knocked down, it's about how you get back up, not necessarily about how you got knocked down or what happened to where you got knocked down or you fell down and you got to get back up. It got me fired up on the concept of, you guys know the concept, if you fall down, it's about how you get back up. It's not how hard you're hit. It's about how hard you get back up. And I got back up immediately, and that inspired me. That situation that I had to go through and that I had to deal with inspired me to make this video, to come to you guys and say, hey, it doesn't matter how hard you fall. It doesn't matter how far you fall. It doesn't matter how hard you get hit and you fall down. But it matters how you get back up. And that is important, because the fact of how you get back up is what's going to determine how you react to that situation and how you carry on forward from that situation into other, experiences and whatnot. And man, shit like that's going to happen. Life ain't easy. It ain't a cakewalk all the time. It's challenging, and there's things that we have to go through, and there's things that we're going through, and we're going to have to fall down sometimes. And it's not about, not falling down, but it's about always getting back up from falling down. And when it comes to, mentally falling down, this could be, mentally you are having struggles as far as mentally. Mentally, shit might not be going your way. Mentally, you might be focused on things that are out of your control. Mentally, you might be going through difficult situations as far as mentally. Mentally, you might be thinking negatively about yourself. You might be mentally having thoughts that you aren't worth it. Anything as far as mentally that you could be going through that could cause you to so-called fall. Focus on getting back up. Focus on getting through that experience and dealing with that experience from whatever it is that you're going through. And I've talked about concepts like this before, but the matter of the fact is, I can't stress enough that you got to get back up. You got to deal with these things. It doesn't matter if you are mentally depressed, if you're mentally challenged, mentally having difficulties, any things that I mentioned before. You got to make it happen. You got to make it work. You got to fall. And if you do fall, you got to get back up. You got to get back up on your game, and you got to get back to whatever it is that you do. And, mentally falling could be difficult, right? It could be a challenge, but it's about how you get back up from those challenges and how you face those challenges and, move from that experience to the next experience. Even if that's a challenge, even if you're dealing with difficult things as far as mentally, we got to get back up. We got to face the music. We got to face the experiences that we go through. And we got to just do this regardless of what it is, regardless of how difficult things we're dealing with, regardless of what it is that you're going through. You could be mentally thinking and perceiving that you're going mentally insane. You could be mentally challenged in any certain situation. You can mentally be having opposition as far as mentally, whatever that may be. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to have challenging times. You're going to have difficult times. You're going to have times where you almost want to just stop the video, not record anymore, because mentally you're so in a fallen state that you don't give a shit about anything other than or you're almost at a point where you don't give a shit other than what's causing you to fall, the place that you fall into, whatever that may be. Your uncomfort as far as mentally can be so high at certain times that you just want to shut things off. You just want to absolutely get aggressive. You just want to react in a way where it's an explosive reaction. Whatever that may be, that can be a reaction to when you fall. And using that passion and that anger and that aggression that you have, and that violence per se, to absolutely get back up onto whatever it is that you're attacking. Get back to whatever it is that you're attacking. Use that aggression, use that anger, use that violent, temper, whatever that may be. Use that as a a motivation to get back up that much stronger, to get back up that much harder, and get back towards attacking what it is that you need to be attacking. When it comes to physically, you could fall, you could get hurt, you could get injured. Any sort of things can happen to you, but it's about how you get back up. If you fall, get back up. Get back up physically. If you fall and get injured, you fall and get hurt, get back up to prove to yourself that you're stronger than that and that you can get through whatever it is that you have to go through as far as physically. Don't be ashamed of what you're going through physically. Don't be ashamed of who you are physically. Don't be ashamed of anything in regards to physically, because you need to consistently put in work regardless of what is going on as far as physically, regardless of how you feel physically, regardless of what is occurring in your life as far as physically. You could be going through tough experiences, you could be going through challenging experiences, whatever that may be. If you fall, get back up as far as physically. If you fall as far as emotionally, you're emotionally depressed, you're emotionally not feeling good, you're emotionally feeling a certain way about this, a certain way about that. We're all bound to deal with these certain experiences, but it's about how you get back up from falling in certain experiences and whatnot. And when it comes to spiritually, if you feel like you don't have a spiritual purpose, you feel like you're losing your spiritual energy, you feel like you're losing your spiritual power, you feel like you're falling as far as spiritually, get back up. Get back up onto your spiritual mission. Get back up onto your spiritual goals. Get back up. Get your strength spiritually. Regather your spiritual energy. Regather these things. Therefore, if you fall again, you have a template for getting back up. And not just spiritually, but physically, mentally, and emotionally. So that's just a quick video for you guys. If you fall, get back up.